Bishop, colleagues, and families. I was called to help with Vacation Bible School in high school. I planned to be a registered nurse, but one of my profs the first year of college called me out into ministry. And have you done that lately? My joy today is to share with you that one of the youth from my church has been talking about his spiritual journey to the laity session. Undergrad saw me working in churches, going abroad, and learning some things about ecumenism, listening to Holocaust survivors, and watching Viktor Frankl work with patients. 42 years ago, I was the last person to graduate with a Master of Arts in Religious Studies from our own University of the Pacific. You were all going to seminary. My first job was in Carmel. Who can say no to that? That was 48 years ago. The titles have been many, from that of lay professional, now that was confusing, to what folks first called diaconal, to ordination as a full connection deacon 20 years ago. For years it was difficult for me, as elders were always asking me why I didn't become one, and were very confused when I said, that wasn't my call. The UMC finally got it right, at least for me. I was the first in this annual conference of an education director to serve 2 local churches at once. I worked in large churches, but I was raised as a TO, that's a PK to you, in small churches. And so I went wherever I was called, even though I was serving large churches, and I lost track of how many churches in this annual conference I have helped with the Christian education program. I was asked to write for the denomination, and that ended a 15-year run working for large churches. After 20 years as a contact writer for the United Methodist Publishing House, I decided it was time for a younger generation, after we Westerners finally convinced them to do something electronic. For a decade, I worked with the Monterey County AIDS Project. As I retire, I have been teaching Bible study at a care facility, youth confirmation, and serve on the board of Life is for Everyone, an after-school program in the challenged East Salinas, California area. I started as a tutor. I moved to a board member, networker, and grant writer. It is a place for me of great excitement as I see 50 Hispanic elementary and middle school children and youth's lives changed, their families' lives changed, and therefore the community is changing. Most of these students will be the first in their family to ever graduate from high school. Remember your baptism? The first question is, do you renounce the spiritual forces of wickedness, reject the evil powers of this world? How well have we done? Have we, like Abe and Sarah, offered genuine hospitality to sojourners needing food, shelter, and safety? Remember the blessing that came from their general hospitality. Have we taken rest? Have we honored God's creation by seeing ourselves as caretakers and not exploiters? Do we recall Jesus talked a lot about the evils of loving money? I think we call it greed these days. What have we done about the poor? Yes, they not only are still with us, they are increasing. When have you last offered them a blessing? Are you uncomfortable yet? Deacons bring the world to the community of faith. It often puts us on the cutting edge of ministries, and the institutional church catches up, and we move out again into new places. My 48 years of ministry have been filled with more blessings than I can count. Ministry gave me an amazing husband, 2 heart sons, 5 godchildren, best friends, and a Tongan family that adopted me upon my widowhood 18 years ago. And many other gifts that do not come in packages. Paul Harvey has said that we have forgotten that we are to be fishing for people. We have become keepers of the aquarium. I do not intend to be a keeper. The retired relationship is an institutional benchmark. I look forward to what God wants me doing next. The call never ends. Thank you.